Picture this. It's a Friday night, right? The sports bar is packed for the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. Absolute chaos.
Exactly. And suddenly, their massive digital video wall just goes completely black. And the culprit isn't a blown fuse or a shattered screen. It's a tiny piece of plastic the size of your fingernail.
It's always the smallest things, isn't it?
Always. Welcome to today's deep dive, everyone. We are looking at a product page from HDTV Supply. They're a veteran AV retailer, like 25 years in the game, over 10,000 positive reviews.
Which is a lot of reviews.
It really is. And our mission today is to decode the specs of the BrightSign 128 gigabyte Class 10 micro SD card to figure out, why commercial setups demand so much more than the everyday electronics in our pocket.
Well, the demands are just totally different.
Right. So, okay, let's unpack this. Right off the bat, this card is priced at $128. I mean, I can grab a 128 gig card for my camera for, it's like $20.
Yeah, you totally can.
And they're both labeled Class 10. So isn't Class 10 just a speed rating? Like, why the massive markup?
Right. I mean, Class 10 just guarantees a minimum write speed of 10 megabytes per second. That's it. Okay. The difference isn't the speed at all. It's the physical architecture. Because consumer cards are built for bursts, snapping a few photos, recording a quick video.
Right, just quick hits of data.
Exactly. But the hardware this goes into, like BrightSign Series 3 or Series 4, or even the AU335 media players, well, those are pushing continuous high-resolution video to Digital Signs 24/7.
So it's basically like putting bicycle tires on an 18-wheeler truck. Like, eventually, the cheap rubber just gives out under that massive weight.
That's a great way to picture the workload difference, yeah. But a better way to look at the actual mechanics is like writing on a whiteboard.
A whiteboard?
Oh.
Okay, how so?
So flash memory works by trapping electrons in these tiny microscopic cells.
Mm-hmm.
And every time you write new data, you have to physically erase the cell first.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, and if you do that enough times, I mean millions of times, pushing heavy video data, the whiteboard physically wears out. It just won't hold the ink anymore.
Oh, wow. So a consumer card's cells would literally degrade and fail under that constant data fire hose.
Completely. They just aren't built for it.
That makes perfect sense. The physical cells in this commercial card are engineered to endure way more write cycles.
Right.
But here's where it gets really interesting to me, because even the toughest memory cells eventually die, right? So durability alone still doesn't fully explain the premium cost for a business.
Exactly. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the real value is actually in the software ecosystem it unlocks.
Which is what?
Well, this card features smart SD card health monitoring. Because, memory wear is predictable based on how much data passes through it.
Right.
So the card's internal controller is actively logging its own cellular degradation.
Wait, really? So it's constantly tallying up how many times its own whiteboards have been erased?
That's exactly it. And through BrightSign's control cloud, a system administrator who is sitting in an office like halfway across the country can pull up a dashboard.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, and they can see the exact health percentage of that specific memory card in real time.
Okay, so what does this all mean in practice? Because I noticed the manufacturer actually recommends replacing the card when it reaches 90% of its expected life.
Yes, they do.
That seems kind of crazy to me. Why throw away a perfectly functional piece of hardware with 10% of its life left instead of just waiting for it to fail?
Because waiting for failure is, well, it's catastrophic in commercial AV. Think back to that sports bar or a fast food drive-through menu during the lunch rush.
Oh, yeah, that would be a nightmare.
Exactly. If a cheap SD card dies, the cost of the replacement card is completely irrelevant. You've lost sales, frustrated customers, and the massive expense of an emergency truck roll.
A truck roll.
Yeah, paying a technician a premium to drive out and fix the screen immediately, it's incredibly expensive.
Ah, I see. So swapping a card at 90% during a routinely scheduled maintenance visit completely prevents that sudden digital signage downtime and saves them from the emergency chaos.
Precisely. You are paying a premium to avoid the unpredictable emergency.
That is the core takeaway for you listening right now. In commercial tech, you aren't just buying storage space, you are buying predictability.
Totally.
And it's why retailers like HDTV Supply emphasize their support network so heavily. Like, buyers can even add a 3-year extended warranty for $35. That's part number TA/5-250, or they can literally just call 833 Wolfpack for setup help.
Which is a huge safety net.
Right, because when you're managing hundreds of screens, having that robust support is just as critical as the hardware itself.
It really is. And this raises an important question. It changes how you look at the seamless digital world around us.
How so?
Well, we expect absolute perfection from public screens, but that perfection isn't magic. It's built on this kind of proactive hardware, actively monitoring its own slow decay to prevent outages before they happen.
Next time you look at a digital menu or a sports bar TV wall, ask yourself, is there an algorithm inside quietly counting down its lifespan to 90%, just waiting to alert a remote technician before you ever see a single glitch?